Hi, everyone. I just want to support you this week on your lesson about meter. Um, m- just so you know, you're learning about meter, and I just thought I would help a little because I have some things here that I can help you with. So, as you probably have learned, meter is about accented and unaccented beats in a measure in each piece of music. So, accents are strong sounds or a feeling that is strong. So in we have meter that could be in two or in three. So one, two, one, two, one, two, one, two. You hear the accent on one in that in two. Hear it on one, two. And in three, four, well, in three, you'd hear the accent on one as well. So listen, it would be one, two, three, one, two, three, one, two, three, one, two, three. The accent is on one, and it's like a waltz. In 3/4, you'll feel like you're waltzing. One, two, three, one, two, three. You could listen to the Blue Danube by Johann Strauss to hear that one, two, three, one, two, three. Any waltz would give you that information. You'd feel it in your body. And I would suggest that you go after this video, go and listen to the Blue Danube, put it on YouTube, and feel one, two, three, that feeling in three. The one, two, one would be a march. You could go listen to John Philip Sousa's march, whatever it's called. But go find a march. Just write John Philip Sousa.
Stars and Stripes Forever.
That in with this lesson. So here is, first of all, you need to know what a measure is, just to double check and make sure you really remember what a measure is. So the distance between two bar lines is a measure. A measure or a bar is the distance between two bar lines. Here are the bar lines here. You'll see in this piece of music, here is a bar line. There's a repeat sign, but that's a bar line. Bar line, bar line, bar line, bar line. We call this a double bar line. The double bar line is also at the end. There's a double bar line. But the distance between measure is the distance between the two bar lines. So you need to establish that, and then I can teach you a little bit more about meter. And the meter, you figure out what the meter is based on the time signature. Now the time signature is at the beginning of every piece. I'm just going to show it to you here. They're different time signatures. Here are some. This is 3/4, 4/4, 2/4, 2/2, 3/2, 6/8, 9/8, and 12/8. So get a load of that. There are just lots of time signatures, and they're even more than that. Time signatures, time signatures. These are all time signatures. I'm going to show you in the music again. The time signature is right here at the beginning of the piece, 4/4. So let's find out what 4/4 means before we go into that. So 4/4. 4/4, when you see the time signature 4/4, you'll know that the top four tells us, let's just see, the top four tells us how many beats in a measure. So there are 4 beats per measure in 4/4 time. Okay, the 4 beats in a measure, that's what this 4 tells us. There are 4 beats in a measure. The bottom 4 is a little more complicated. The bottom 4 tells us which note gets 1 beat. And in 4/4, the quarter note gets 1 beat. The 4 represents the quarter note. There are 4 quarters in a dollar, in a US dollar. 4 quarters, quarter note. the quarter note, the 4 represents the quarter note in our time signature. It's a little more complicated, this bottom number. The top number is really easy.
It tells us how many beats in a measure.
That should be very easy for you. So here's another one. 3/4. So how many beats are in a measure? The top 3 tells us how many beats in a measure. So how many beats are in a measure? Yes, 3. There are 3 beats per measure. Now the bottom 4 represents what? Yes, it represents the quarter note. So the quarter note gets 1 beat. The quarter note gets 1 beat in 3/4 time, in a 3/4 time signature, in 3/4 meter. It just tells us how we're going to break down the beats in each piece so that we can feel the flow and know what to expect. That's why we see it at the beginning of every piece. And if the time signature changes throughout the piece, it will come up wherever the change is. And then you just have to remember it. So 3/4, okay? Here's another one. Well, let me show you this one. Let's look at 2/4 just from here, because we're going to work with that. 2/4, okay? There are 2 beats in a measure, and the 4 represents what? Yes, the quarter note. So again, the top number tells us how many beats in a measure. So how many beats are in a measure? Yes, 2. And the bottom 4 tells us which note gets 1 beat. So what is it going to be? Yes, the quarter note. Fantastic. Okay. 2/2 is also a time signature. Now that is a little trickier, maybe, but maybe not, actually. Here is one. This is 3/2. So the top number tells us how many beats are in a measure. So how many beats are in a measure? Yes, 3 beats are in a measure. And the bottom 2 represents a type of note value. The bottom 2 represents the half note. There are 2 half dollars in an American dollar. So 2 represents half, the half note. It represents the half note, okay? 2 represents the half note. So there are 3 beats in a measure, and the half note gets 1 beat. When we go back here to 2/2, there are 2 beats in a measure, and the half note gets 1 beat, okay? Now, we have one more that just to let you understand this. 6/8. So how many beats are in a measure? Exactly, there's 6 beats in a measure. Good work. What about the 8? What does the 8 represent? This shouldn't be that hard because it's sort of right at the tip of your tongue. Yes, the 8th note. The 8 represents the 8th note, okay? 6/8, 6 beats in a measure. The 8th note gets 1 beat. So if we go back to this, 6/8, 6 beats in a measure, 8th note gets 1 beat. 9/8, how many beats are in a measure? Yes, 9. And which note gets 1 beat? Excellent. Yes, the 8th note. 12/8, how many beats are in a measure? 12. Fantastic. Which note gets 1 beat? The 8 represents what? Yes, the 8th note. Okay, so these are our time signatures. And here's our song again. And 4/4. There are 4 beats in a measure, and the quarter note gets 1 beat. If you count if the quarter note gets 1 beat, look, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 beats in that measure. Here we go. 1, 1.5, half, 3, 4. 1.5 ends up at 2, 3, and 4. So here's the next measure. 2 half notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next one is a rest. That's 1. Quarter note, 2. 2 eighth notes together is 3. And the last quarter note is 4. So every measure in this piece it has 4 beats. There are 4 beats in each measure, and the quarter note gets 1 beat. So it's really important information. Now, I noticed that you're going to learn about conducting patterns, and I thought it could be helpful just to see them. So I'm going to teach you to conduct in 2, in 3, and in 4. Okay, just that. So 1, 2. It's just down, up, down, up. Do it with me. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Good. Now all of you see when I conduct you in chorus, I'm doing this. I'm keeping the beat. This is a conductor's job, to keep a steady beat. 1, 2, 1, 2. I also show where the accents are. Down, up, down, up. The accent is on 1. 1, 2, 1, 2. In 3, 4, again, 1, 2, 3. Down, out, up. 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 1, do it with me. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Where's the accent? Yes, the accent is on 1. It's a meter of 3. 3, 4 is what it could be something else. 3, 2. Well, yeah, it could be 3, 2. Anything that is in 3. The next one you need to know is 4, 4. So meter is in 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do this with me. Down, in, out, up. Down, in, out, up. Down, in, out, up. Down, in, out, up. Let's do it. Continue to do it and count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fantastic. Now, where do you feel the accents? Listen, or accent or accents. One is so obvious. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where is the accent that it's obvious? Yes, it's on 1. The accent is on 1. Now, there's another accented pulse in 4/4, but it's not as prominent. It's a little less accented. Which one is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. What is it? Excellent. It's 3. Do you hear that? Do it with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Now, you could, what I'd like you to do is play the Blue Danube and you're going to feel it in 3/4. It's a waltz. 1, 2, 3. Just put that in your body. See if you can feel the accent on 1. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay? And that's your job. And the second thing is to listen to John Philip Sousa's March and Stars and Stripes Forever. That's the name. Stars and Stripes Forever. Listen to that. 1, 2, 1, 2. And put that in your body. Feel it in your body. Feel the accent on 1 in your body. You can put that, just move. Move that 1, 2, 1, 2. You want to feel it in your body, okay? And that's the work, okay? So that just helps you, it might help you with the whole lesson, okay? I hope that helps, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.